need to have. All right, let's go ahead and just steal this vehicle right here. All right, a good break-in without breaking any windows. Get in, Franklin. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another GTA 5 tutorial. In this tutorial, guys, we're gonna go ahead and install LS Live. I have to say this is one of my favorite mods right here to play on GTA 5, and I have to emphasize this before we can go any further. My tutorials are mainly dedicated to those who are actually doing this for the first time and you are not really quite so sure what you need to download and what you need to install and stuff like that. And for those who are kind of like maybe not understanding that many things about mods, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you my very best to make sure your game is functioning as properly as it can. And the other thing, guys, I did show you how to install some basic mods or what I could call the foundation of mods that you need to make sure you do have installed in your game. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that link in the description of this video, and if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go ahead and check that out before you have the right to install LS Live. But with that said, I'm just going to assume you have all that done at this very moment in time. So we're just going to go ahead and cover some of those basics that I did show you in the last video, so that I make sure when you install LS Live with my tutorial, everything is going to go according to plan. All right, so without any further ado, you're going to come to this page right here, come to current. This is the mod, the version you need to make sure you download, because this one is compatible with the latest version of GTA 5. All right, and then the other thing, guys, every time you do download anything online, I really do highly suggest that you actually read the description of any mod. This is where you can get some information that you might not be thinking about by a particular mod or something like that. You can get a lot of information by just reading the description about the mod and everything like that. As for this mod, the requirements are you're gonna need to make sure you do have the latest version of ScriptV, scriptv.net, iFruit add-on, and native UI as well. And of course, if you have watched the last episode, I did show you how to install scriptv.net and native UI, but we're just gonna go ahead and do the whole install in this very video, so you don't not going to miss much if you even watched the last tutorial. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and come to this page, click this green arrow right here. If I go ahead and click this green arrow, it's gonna go ahead and create a new page. Go ahead and just hit this big green button right here. You're gonna go ahead and download the mod, and then the next thing you're gonna need to make sure you do have download is gonna be iFruit add-on. Go ahead and download this. Should be the latest version as I'm making this video right now. The iFruit version 2.1 2.1.0 right here. Go ahead and download this, and of course you're not gonna need to, don't miss to download ScriptV if you don't have it installed in your computer already. And of course your scriptv.net, make sure you have this downloaded as well. All right, the zip file over here, this is what you need to download. And last but not least, but very important, is going to be native UI. This is what one of the mods you need to make sure they are always up to date if you're playing GTA 5 mods right here. So it's going to be native UI and your ScriptV. These two mods right here, make sure they are always up to date and everything like that. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this. So the thing that we're gonna need to make sure we do the first the proper install is your GTA 5 main directory, where you want to go ahead and play your GTA 5 mods. Okay, so for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and open up my browser, browse local files just like that, and this is my GTA 5 main directory right now, where I want to go ahead and play my GTA 5 mods, or you could call it some real life mods or something like that, whatever you want to call it. This is where you need to be to make sure you have this downloaded. All right, so let's first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and start with our ScriptV. Go ahead and open this one up. I already have it installed from the last video, but we're just gonna go ahead and cover this over here. So let me go ahead and unzip my files here real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over here, and the only two files that we're gonna need in here is going to be ScriptV and scriptv.net. If you go ahead and take a look at our main file over here, as you can see, my ScriptV is right here already installed, but I'm just going to go ahead and reinstall it for the purpose of this video right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag both of these files into my GTA 5 main directory, just like that. As you can see, our input 8.dll file is right there as well. Let me go ahead and close this. We are done with the script.v. The next thing is going to be our script.v.net. Let me go ahead and unzip my files here real quick. Close that, put it over here, and then over here, if you go ahead and take a look at my GTA 5 main directory, I do have the files for script.v.net. all right, since I already ran the game, I think he created another file or something like that. I think it could be this file right here that he created once I ran the game. So as you can see right now, like 1 2 3 4 5 files, but we're gonna go ahead and take only 4 files over here. So we're gonna go ahead and take the script.v.net ISR file over here, and the script.v.net the configuration setting file, and then the script.v.net 2.dll file. That's the one that we need, and the script.v.net 3.dll file. Go ahead and drag and drop these files over here. As you can see, when I replace, it's just going to go ahead and replace the other 4, and this one I think it just get created once you run the game or something like that. All right, so once you have that done, go ahead and close this, and you're gonna go ahead and go into our our script.v.net configuration file. Go ahead and open this file here real quick, and then of course you're gonna go ahead and get the reload key. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that you change this to insert. I'm gonna go ahead and show you why we need to go ahead and put this to insert. It's gonna allow us to reload our scripts once we're in game. Let's just say like you install the script and that script is not working. If you go ahead and press insert on your keyboard, it's gonna go ahead and reload that script. All right, so let's go ahead and put insert just like so. All right, let me go ahead and put this in small letters over here. All right, just like so. Insert just like so. You can go ahead and take off the F4 over here. Go ahead and delete the F4, or you could just go ahead and write the word none just like that. Go ahead and save it. All right, so you are pretty much done with script.v.net. And then the other thing that we need to install is going to be our native UI. Like I said in the last video, I did cover some of this stuff, and we're just gonna go ahead and show you how to do it for these purposes of this tutorial right here, to make sure you have everything lined up in order. And we're gonna go ahead and install this in our script folder. All right, so if you have watched the last video, you should have your scripts folder already created, but if you don't have it, just come on the clear part over here, right click, new folder, and just go ahead and name it scripts just like that. Go ahead and open that script folder once you have it created, and then you're just gonna go ahead and drag and drop both of these files in here. As you can see, I already have them, but let me go ahead and just replace them just like that. All right, and we are pretty much done with that. Next, we're just gonna go ahead and stay inside our scripts folder on my GTA 5 over here, and now we're gonna go ahead and open up our LS Live. All right, go ahead and unzip my files here real quick as well. Go ahead and close this. As you can see here, we do have a lot of files, but we're not going to need all of these files to put in here. Just put the ones that I'm going to highlight. So it's going to be the LS Live file, the LS Live DLL file right here, and then the LS Live configuration file. And I don't know for sure if you need to put this in, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put in this LS Live DP PDB file over here as well. Okay, but if you don't need it, just go ahead and leave it alone. But for now, let me just go ahead and put it in there. All right, so that we are pretty much done with the LS Live file. But before we can go any further, just go ahead and open up the configuration file right here. we are going to leave alone all of these options over here. The only thing that you can change here, depending on what suits you the best. For me, I'm just gonna go ahead and change some keys over here. I'm gonna go ahead and make this one B, and this one, it says set drug card right here. This is for when you're in game and you order a large quantity of drugs, you're gonna need a stash card. So this button right here for B is gonna allow you to select any vehicle in the game and make it your stash card so that you can pick up a large quantity of drugs. Okay, and then for here it says stop dealing over here. So this is a button that you can press to stop dealing. If you decide, you know what, I don't want to deal anymore, you can go ahead and press that. It's an easy access instead of like calling Z again to tell them that you don't want to to tell him that you want to stop dealing or something like that. You can just press this button right here. So for this one, I'm going to name mine as I'm just gonna put mine as I, and then I'm gonna go ahead and change mine for the main over here to capital O. For this one right here is just to give you the menu. Once you press this button right here, it's gonna go ahead and tell you on this right hand corner over here, it's gonna go ahead and tell you how many drugs you have on your person and stuff like that, if you just want to go ahead and check your inventory. So this is another quick way to do it. So once you make those changes, go ahead and click save if you did make any changes. For me, I'm just doing it like that because that's what I'm used to. Okay, and then the next thing, last but not least, is going to be our iFruit add-on. So this one is gonna go ahead and what the hell am I doing? It's gonna go ahead and add a contact on your phone so that you can go ahead and start to order a large quantity of drugs. Okay, and of course we are still inside our scripts folder over here. So the only file that we're gonna go ahead and take is going to be the iFruit add-on 2.dll file. Just go ahead and drag and drop this one over here, and you are pretty much done with the install of LS Life once you get to this point. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into the game and see how this all is working out. Alrighty guys, now that we are in the game, as you can see on top of my minimap, it does say ELS. It will give you the version, and then it says it is loaded. So that means we are halfway there. So now we need to make sure our ELS Life actually works properly. All right, so let me go ahead and step outside of the vehicle. As you can see now, Franklin, when we do spawn inside the game, is gonna go ahead and have a backpack on him. So that means our LS Life is somewhat in full effect right now. Okay, so as for this vehicle right now, maybe it's better off I use another vehicle or something like that. Let me try and steal a vehicle so that I can show you that you can actually select this vehicle right here as your stash car. All you need to do is press the button. For me, it's a B. I don't know what you change yours to, but let's go ahead and just take another random vehicle here real quick. For the first buy, I don't think we're gonna need a stash car, but once you get to a point where you are starting to buy a large quantity of drugs from Z, that's when you are going to need a stash car. So this is just an example to show you what you're gonna need to know, need to have. All right, let's go ahead and just steal this vehicle right here. All right, a good break-in without breaking any windows. Get in, Franklin. Anyways, let's go ahead and hopefully this thing can, okay, it's off now. All right, so let me go ahead and press B and just take a look at what's going on top of my mini map. It's going to give you a notification letting you know that this vehicle is now your stash car. Okay, go ahead and press B. I mean, as you can see, this vehicle is now your stash car. So that means I can pick up a large quantity of drugs once I get to a point where I'm allowed to buy a large quantity of drugs. And let's just say you decide, you know what, I don't want this vehicle to be my stash car anymore. Maybe you do have a new vehicle, something like that. Just go ahead and press B again. As you can see now, it says this vehicle is no longer your stash car. But let's go ahead and make it my stash car again. All right, so as long as I have this vehicle as my stash car, I can log out of the game. When I come back into the game, you can go ahead and look for this marker right here. You will find this vehicle. It will be still your stash car. Okay, unless and until you decide you don't want this to be a stash car. it will always be your stash car in game. Okay, you can go ahead and you cannot really change make like 2-3 vehicles as your stash car. Only one vehicle at a time can be your stash car. All right, so let's go ahead and step inside the vehicle. Now we're gonna go ahead and call Z here real quick. Just gonna go ahead and open up your phone, go to your contacts, and then scroll all the way to the bottom. This is where you're gonna find this Z name over here, and then let's go ahead and call Z. And then once you call Z, you're gonna go ahead and get this menu right here. And for this menu right here, for it's gonna go ahead and say dealing. You can go ahead and order some drugs. You can go ahead and order some weapons. You can go ahead and ask for a lift. Let's just say you are somewhere too far where you don't have a vehicle next to you. You can go ahead and call Z and come over here and ask for a lift, and you can go ahead and get a lift. All right, but now let's go ahead and try to order some drugs and see what we can get. All right, so let's go ahead and buy some weed. For this now, it says the weed is only $180 an ounce. Let's go ahead and just take whatever, however much Z has right now. As you can see, I'm using my D-pad left and my D-pad right at this moment in time. Let's just say there's a large quantity of drugs that you can buy. You can come to the multiplier right here, and then you can go ahead and move the multiplier. It's gonna make everything much more easy. As you can see, I can scroll to this side with quick, so quick, and I can scroll to the other side so quick as well. And then go ahead and go to order over here, and then of course, as you take a look at the very bottom now, it says for weed we have 20 ounces, and for our bill at this moment in time we have $3,600 due to pay for these drugs that for this weed that we just bought. And then we can go ahead and come to crack, pretty much do the same thing. Go ahead and go order for crack. Right now it is $400 an ounce. We only bought 3 ounces, so $1,200. Go ahead and order that. As you can see, it adds to our bill, so our bill now is $4,800. All right, so now let's go ahead and buy some crack, or you could say some cocaine, I should say. And for this one, for cocaine is $1,300 for an ounce. Let's go ahead and just check how many he has. He only has 2 ounces for us at this moment in time. Once you get more XP and really start playing the game a lot more, you're gonna go ahead and start getting more ounces of how much you can buy from Z. It just depends. Right now you just we don't really have that much XP, so it pretty much maybe like testing us to make sure we are the real deal or something like that. All right, so let me go ahead and put this order in as well. As you can see now, if I go back, my bill is $7,400. So let's go ahead and place this order right here. As you can see now, on top of my mini map, I do have a notification says okay, meet my people by Mirror Park, they'll sort you out. So now we can go ahead and go to Mirror Park and try to collect these drugs that we just bought. All right, and then underneath that it says order in, you should come by Saturday at 2 p.m. so that means on Saturday by 2 p.m. Z should have more drugs that he can sell to us. Okay, so right now let's go ahead and drive to Mirror Park here real quick. I cannot really teleport at this moment in time because I don't really have too many mods installed. This is the really first mod that we just installed right now, just so that I can get you guys playing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward with other mods and stuff like that, and this is gonna go ahead and give you much more options where you can just teleport to the area that you want to go to with ease. All right, so look, I'll see you guys close to the pickup point here real quick. Alrighty guys, we're just exiting the freeway right now. We are just about close to where we need to go ahead and pick up our load. I'm pretty sure it's over here, so let's just go ahead and go over here and pick up this pick up our goods here real quick. The sun is about to go down as well. I'm pretty sure everything is just gonna go ahead and start getting really dark around here, but as you can see, we're just gonna go ahead and find these two boys over here. All right, so at this moment in time, I think this vehicle is still our stash car. Let me go ahead and take it out as our stash car just to try it out. I don't really think this is too much of a large quantity of drugs for us to be required to have a stash car or anything like that. All right, so let's go ahead and approach this guy here. As you can see, it says press your d-pad right on your controller to deal. So this means just paying for the drugs that we just bought. All right, and then now we're gonna go ahead and get that menu back saying pick up the drugs. Let's go ahead and pick up the drugs now. So we have picked up the drugs now, but let's just say you had like a large quantity of drugs to pick up. At this point, if you don't have a stash car, it will not allow you to pick up the drugs. So you're gonna need to go ahead and go pick up go get a stash car or any other vehicle, make it your stash car, then come back to these two boys over here. They're not going to leave until you come back and pick up the drugs. All right, so now that we have picked up the drugs, and now we can go ahead and look at other thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu over here. So now that we have our drugs, now we can go ahead and take a look on the map right here. You can go ahead and see these white houses over here. So these white houses over here means a stash car. Okay, you can have one over here. I think there's one in Sandy Shores as well. There's one in Sandy Shores over here. So we're gonna go ahead and need to buy a stash car. This is like kind of like simulating like you're gonna go ahead and buy drugs in bulk, and then you're gonna go ahead and need to chop it up into small quantities that you can sell. So this is a process that you're gonna need to make. So every time you buy drugs, you're gonna need to visit your stash house, stash the drugs into your stash house, and then you can go ahead and take out those drugs from your stash house. Now they will be ready to sell. So now let's go ahead and try to find a stash house that we can buy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to this stash house right here. Is one of my favorites, I have to say. Let me just go ahead and put a waypoint right here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and drive to look to the location, and I'll see you guys once we are just about to get there. Alrighty guys, we're just about to arrive to the location where we can actually try to buy a stash house. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull in right here. This is one of my favorites right here. A little bit secluded and everything like that. All right, let's go ahead and park our vehicle right here. So now let's go ahead and approach over here. As you can see, now we do just have a white marker. Now we're gonna go ahead and ask you to purchase this stash house right here. It only costs 150,000. So let's go ahead and buy this because we do have the money to do it. As you can see, as moment you buy the stash house, the marker is gonna turn green. So now we can go ahead and enter this stash house here real quick, and then you're gonna go ahead and come to this point over here. And once you get to this point, you're gonna go ahead and get this notification here, open the stash house. As you can see here, it says take. That means once you stash everything in here, you can go ahead and collect it. But let's go ahead and stash the drugs that we just bought right now. As you can see now, the weed, the 20 ounce of weed that we do have is in red. So that means it's now ready to sell at this moment in time. So we're gonna go ahead and put it into our stash house, and of course you can use the multiplier to make things much quicker. All right, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and press X on my keyboard, on my controller, to accept that. And then for this one, the same thing. As for this one, the same thing as well. As you can see right now, I have 41 million in the on my person, right? I can go ahead and stash some of this money right here, and of course if I go ahead and do a multiplier all the way to the end, we're gonna be able to stash a little quite more pace. All right, you cannot really stash this 41 million with quick ease. Like, you know what, let's just go ahead and put some of this money in here a little bit. As you can see now, I only have 40.2 million. All right, so now you have stashed your drugs inside your stash house. You can go ahead and take out these drugs now. As you can see now, when we go to take, now they are in green, so that means now they are ready for sale. Let me go ahead and go to the multiplier as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take out everything in here. All right, just like so. And for the money as well, if you decide, you know what, I want to go ahead and take out some money, you can go ahead and use and take out some of this money in here as well. All right, we'll go ahead and take out all of it. All right, So now our drugs are ready for sale. So now we can go ahead and step outside and do some dealing at this moment in time. All right, so we can go ahead and use this vehicle right here, or you can sell the drugs not inside of your vehicle. You can go ahead and stand in a corner somewhere and then start dealing. All right, but the other thing, guys, I need to really need to make sure you pay attention to, once you get to this point right here, you are ready to sell your drugs, make sure you do save the game. All right, make sure you go ahead and go to your phone right here and just go ahead and do a quick save, because every time let's just say I start dealing right now, if somebody shot me, take a look at how much money I have. Right, I have like 41.6 million on me right now. Right, if somebody were to shoot me dead right now, they're gonna go ahead and steal all of my money and all of my drugs. So that means you're gonna need to start from the beginning. So at this moment in time, I already saved it right now. So let's just say somebody shoot me down, they steal my money, they steal my drugs, I can go ahead and exit out of the game, and then when I come back into the game, I'm still gonna have all of my money. All right, and the other thing, like let's just say the police chase you, if they manage to kill you, and then you go to the hospital, they're gonna go ahead and take all of your money as well. They're gonna go ahead and take all of your drugs and all of your weapons as well. So this mod right here gets things a little bit more intense, so you're gonna need to be a little bit more clever to make sure you save your progress and save all your money that you have made. All right, so right now let's go ahead and do a little bit quick of a quick sell here real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and call Z. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to dealing. All right, and so as you can see, we just bought 3 different drugs from Z. So now we do have all of these drugs right now. Let's say you don't have weed on you, but you do have crack and cocaine. You can go ahead and select crack and cocaine to sell, and once you're satisfied with that, you can go ahead and click and press start dealing. All right, but we do have everything. Let me go ahead and select the weed as well, and then we're gonna go ahead and start dealing here real quick. As soon as you start dealing, Z is gonna tell you that he's gonna go ahead and put a word out. As you can see, we do have a couple of people now running towards it to come and buy the drugs. All right, you could be in the middle of selling right now. You're gonna go ahead and get a notification that maybe somebody wants to buy some drugs in a large quantity. As you can see, we just got a message right now. You can choose to accept this or not, and he wants to buy 1 ounce of weed for $240. I'm gonna go ahead and accept that. All right, so all right, so now let me go ahead and sell some of these drugs to this fool. He wants 3 ounces or 3 grams of crack. All right, let me go ahead and sell him 3 grams of crack right now, and then I'm gonna go run away from these people right now. I need to go ahead and go sell to this person over here, who's gonna try and buy a little bit more of me, so that I can go ahead and call Z back and really try to acquire more drugs. But right now, let's go ahead and pull in over here. I'm gonna go ahead and meet this guy over here. All right, so this guy is gonna go ahead and buy 1 ounce. What did he say he wants? All right, let me go ahead and see here. He wants to buy 1 ounce of weed. All right, how much is he gonna pay? This is like $240. So you're gonna see, yeah, $240. So once you start selling like this, once you start buying more drugs from Z, you're gonna go ahead and get more XP and everything like that. All right, so that pretty much covers everything. Now let me go ahead and press O. If I press O, I'm gonna go ahead and get this menu on the top right hand corner right here. It's gonna go ahead and tell me how much ounces of weed I have, how much ounces of crack I have, and how much ounces of cocaine I have. I only have 2 ounces of cocaine at this moment in time. All right, as you can see, I do have another order, but we're just gonna go ahead and reject this one because we are almost done with the showcase. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press O again to take this menu out. Now let's say I am done dealing, like I don't want to deal anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and press I. All right, as you can see on my mini map, on top of my mini map, it says street dealing cancel. So that means I cannot sell anymore. If you want to go ahead and sell again, you're gonna need to go ahead and call Z. All right, you're gonna need to go ahead and call Z again, go to dealing, and then you're gonna go ahead and select the drugs that you do have, and then once you start dealing again, it's gonna go ahead and send people to you to buy some drugs. So you can go ahead and start really making some money. And let me go ahead and show you another thing here. If I close here, as you can see, we only have 75 reps and we are on level 0. So right now we cannot really hire anybody. Once you get to maybe like level 5, level 6 or something like that, and your reps really start going up, you're gonna get an option to hire some people. You're gonna need to offer them like some money, and then when you do offer them some money, they can agree or disagree. And sometimes, like, if you offer them maybe like 2 times and they disagree, for the 3rd time they disagree again, they can actually shoot you down. So you need to be very, very vigilant while playing this game. It's a really, really cool mod. But anyways, guys, that will really conclude the end of this tutorial and showcase of LS Live. So if you found it helpful and you find it very much informative, do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel, man. Drop a like on the video and please do comment down below. As for right now though, I have been